What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MicroStrategy today, MSTR. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, my friends, and let's get into it. We did open up the day a little bit lower, didn't we? We did open up the day just a little bit lower. Or no, yes, just a little bit lower. We did move down even. We went right back down below 340 or 350 there and closed the day up at 367. We did not go lower, and I think that yesterday, not just for MicroStrategy but for Bitcoin as well, invalidated my theory that we were going to see a kind of 3-day correction and maybe a bearish finish to this. Not a bearish finish, just a little pullback to the end of this week, right? Now I'm under the impression that tomorrow will also be a good day, right? We're looking at the price of Bitcoin. It's at 101K right now. I don't think it's stopping, guys. I think we're about to shred to the upside. It does depend. I think it does depend on today. If we close today red, if we close today lower or any day lower than yesterday's closing price, I would suspect that does likely lead us not just back down to this low, but probably down to 96 or 95K. And that would likely reflect in some kind of a pullback with MicroStrategy as well. You know, with this high right here, we still are closing right at this previous area of resistance. But the thing is, right, when you found resistance here last time, you moved down immediately, right? Sure, you had your next day open here, but you closed down here. Here, you're finding resistance in the same area, but you actually moved up into the resistance on the second day. After moving down, right? After moving down, essentially. So I think that's actually a bullish thing. If we're looking at the daily RSI here, bouncing off of your 50 area like this, coming out, it really does look to me like you're breaking out of this downward sloping trend here. Let me get a straight line on there. It's probably better looking with the straight line. Yeah, something like that, right? I would have thought that back tested it, but that's bullish still right there. I think you're moving higher, man. I think the daily looks really good. 3-hour time frame looks good too. You do have some bearish divergence probably. No, you don't. Okay. Now this looks really good actually. This actually does. Yesterday it didn't look as good, I would say, with this kind of look, but the fact that you found support here and you moved up higher, I do like that. I do think that you're moving higher from here, from a high to a low. You're at about 367 now. The next target area would be potentially by the end of tomorrow. I don't know, man. It depends on what Bitcoin does. You might be in this same area. Let me look. Let me see. Okay. The highest I would give you is 390. Okay, the highest I'd give you by tomorrow's close is 390. I think you could close at 390. I don't know if you do. I would think probably something either around the current area that you're at now, and it could be even a little bit lower, but I doubt you close below like 364. But probably around 373 or higher would be my guess. You're at 367 now, so higher. And then next week, again, tomorrow's the end of the week, it's Friday, but next week is the inauguration for Trump. Monday is closed, and then Tuesday will be the first day of the stock week. So it's a 4-day week next week. Get prepared for that, right? I want to look at the weekly time frame real quick. It just looks so bullish, bro. That's really good. That's really good stuff. Yeah, right. You bounce off the 60 here, right? On your weekly time frame. We've probably talked about this a handful of times, but you know, you bounced off it right here after getting overbought, bounced off it right there. Just immaculate growth that followed. I mean, you just did that now, and you've got a much more dominant, bullish-looking structure here. I assume that this is right here what the weekly RSI is telling us very clearly. What it is saying right now with its words, I can hear it. Right? Can you see the RSI? It has a mouth and lips and everything, and it is speaking to you right now. It is saying this was the last low that we ever saw in MicroStrategy before the price went up to about $1,000. It will not go lower than that. That was the low. That's what the RSI is telling us right now. It's saying with its right, you can see it. You don't even have to have ears. You can you can read lips. It is telling you right now. It's saying that was the low. That was the low, and it's going to go higher. And I genuinely believe that the next target where it's going to go higher to is at least $994. If not more dollars than that, right? I'm actually under the suspicion. At first, for the longest time, I was under the suspicion that you would stop just under $1,000. That makes a lot of sense in my opinion. But now I'm under the suspicion that you really could go up to 1,300. MicroStrategy might go all the way up to 1,300 by the end of February. And again, if it's not by the end of February, you guys don't burn me at the stake. it could be sometime in March. You never know how long these things could take, but I am assuming just based on the pace, the average pace, and maybe I'll end the video with this, right, is how fast it takes. Some people, and a lot of people actually, whenever I talk about $1,000, and here we are at 367, maybe less so now. I haven't read any comments, or at least as many comments today saying this, but at the beginning of the week when we were at 320, a lot of people were saying this, which is that I have a hard time seeing it do a 200% growth in 6 weeks' time, in a month's time. I have a hard time believing that. So then what I did, just being the person that I am, is I went from the last high and I counted 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, okay? And there's that low right there at the 6th week. We go up to this high. We grew 192% in 6 weeks right there. And that wasn't even the whole move, right? That wasn't even the whole move. We grew 192% in 6 weeks, right? I'm assuming, by the way, that this move is going to be stronger than the last move. I'm just saying. Stronger does not mean that it has to move from a low to a high. It doesn't mean that it has to move more than this. Okay, it doesn't mean that it has to do that. It just means that I think it's going to move faster. That's all, right? From a low to a high, if it was to move stronger, that would imply a move above $1,500, which maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't think it does by the end of February. But how this one from a low to a high, it took until that would put us out until April. I don't think it's going to take till April. I think it's going to be end of February, if not sometime middle March, which again, I don't think it'll be this high. I think it'll be lower, right, somewhere around here. But instead of taking this much time, it'll take this much time, right, or less, something in this kind of area, right? So it might sound crazy. I know it might sound crazy, but let's just write 200% right here in 6 weeks. We do 200% here. 200%, that's 873. Wait, no, let's do 198. Let's make it fair. $832, right? And that was 6 weeks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what they actually said was 6 weeks from here. So that would put us out 6 weeks. So not starting. So starting from here would be 1 week. But if we're counting 6 weeks out from now, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That would be the end of February there. That's when I'm expecting it. That would include, so that would make this week the 7th week if we're counting out from here 6 weeks. So if we were to do it that way, technically it would be down here, which would be at 205%, which is just a little bit more. I don't know. You do it one more week, it's 245%. You do it one more week, it's 268. I mean, I don't know. And that's why I'm saying it could be based on my projections, based on the price action that I'm expecting. I am expecting a stronger move, which helps with the idea that we could be at 1,000 by the end of February. But again, with going off of the pace that we've seen so far in this cycle, it's not totally far-fetched that it could take until March to achieve as well. But again, we've seen this pace before. This was an initial breakout move. Look at that pace compared to this pace. I suspect we're going to be doing something more on this pace with this next move, personally. That's my expectation. And I just wonder real quick if we did that. I mean, hey, that's actually pretty perfect. That's like quite literally actually the move. Like that is quite literally the move, man. How much time would that take to, hold on, let's see. From a low to a high, what'd you do, 9 weeks? What is that from this low? You guys, that's basically the move right here, right? This essentially is what I'm expecting to happen. Just take this, move it over. That's what I'm expecting to happen. If anybody tells you that $1,000 by the end of February is impossible, tell them, well, if we just did what we did here, actually by the end of February, prices above $1,300 are possible, technically, right? And again, I think just going off of this here, why I suspect, I'll end the video on this. I promise I'm going to end the video here soon, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want me to end the video. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know. But the reason why I expect this move is going to be stronger is because this move is bouncing off the 60, right? This move here was a little bit lower in the RSI. We didn't even go above 90. We hit it. It was a pretty strong move. It was a very strong move, don't get me wrong. But this move was stronger. It was above the 90. I think bouncing off of the 40 area, going up to the 90 area, or here you bounce off the 50, and you went up here. Call me crazy. But maybe you bounce off the 60 and you go higher than both of them. In which case you see the strongest readings you've ever seen. Now it's less of a run overall, so it might not be as big high to low or low to high. But if it's stronger, that means it's going to move up faster, likely faster as well, right? Real strength, because if you move up 100% in a week or 100% in a year which one's the stronger move. It's about timing, right? So it's not just about the move, it's also about timing. Anyways, I feel like I'm boring you guys. I made my point. I don't know if I have anything else that I want to say. Hit the like button, subscribe. Weekly RSI looks bullish as hell. It's extraordinarily bullish. And again, it's telling you with its mouth right now, it is saying that was the last low before we go to $1,000. Okay, have a good night. Bye-bye.